Well, the internet gets it wrong again, this time about Aaron Judge, and we're going to tell you why and the lesson in this on Equal Matters. How you doing? My name is Rob Hunter. For 27 years, I was a radio broadcaster, a talk show host discussing politics and news. Now, we discuss communication skill development to help you own your moments. And Aaron Judge, New York Yankees baseball player, had one of those moments. He is playing for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic, and some of his teammates asked him to speak. And he got up, and he gave a little bit of a speech. And it was unprepared because he just showed up that day on a Tuesday morning, and the team was like, man, we want to hear from Aaron Judge. This is what he said.
Sacrificing for your family at home, you're sacrificing for your country, and you're sacrificing for the brothers in the trenches with you every single day. And that's one thing I want us to do, fellas. You know, we're down, we're beat up a little bit, man. You know, lean into each other, man. We're gonna lay it all on the line. If we do that, we're bringing the goal home, man. I'm telling you.
And that's what the internet had a problem with. They found the speech to be uninspiring. Someone said it was the worst speech ever. Oh, come off of it. I know that the internet is the internet, and negative language travels the speed of light much faster than positive language. The speech was fine. Are there areas of improvement? Yeah, sure. We'll get into that here. Something that you can use. But here's the deal. If the internet, users on the internet, are comparing Aaron Judge's off-the-cuff speech to a professionally done speech like this, you might remember it from the movie Miracle. I don't know if it's called Miracle on Ice. It's about the 1980 U.S. men's Olympic hockey team, the team that beat the Russians. Even though the Russians were wildly favored, the speech in the movie that the head coach gives, played by Kurt Russell, Herb Brooks is the coach's name, is one of those rah-rah speeches. And because we watch television, we watch movies, users on the internet think that anyone can just pull these rah-rah speeches out of their back pocket.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight.
And of course, if you don't know, the USA went on to win. Miracle on Ice, that's what Al Michaels said. Can you believe, or as he said, I think it was, do you believe in miracles? Because it wasn't supposed to happen. And if you look at that speech and you think, wow, Herb Brooks was really on to something when he said that. But the thing is, I'm not really sure if that's exactly what he said, because this was reconstructed by a player named Jake O'Callahan, who wrote down what he remembered for the movie. And then it goes through the Hollywood writing process, and they make it all sexed up, make it all fun, and make it all rah-rah. Now, I'm not saying Herb Brooks didn't rah-rah the team, but those exact words that people are comparing it to for Aaron Judge just don't really fly. Because it's a misunderstanding of how speaking and public speaking really works. Now, these moments, if you have them in your career, in your business, they matter a ton. And we'll get into that here and what you can do about it to own these moments. Because Judge's speech was fine. But here's the thing. Herb Brooks, even if he said that word for word, he had days to prepare. Getting his team ready for the gold medal game. He had time to think about it, to rehearse, to really practice the speech, whereas Judge did not. So that's item number one with comparing Herb Brooks to Aaron Judge. And this is one of the universal truths I've learned about communication. And this is from 27 years of broadcasting. There are 3 universal truths. The first is language is contagious. The second is that you're only in control of you. And the third, that it's always personal. But let's look at the first one. Language is contagious. Going back to the users on the internet, they love to spread gossip and judgment. It spreads at the speed of light. And there's research out there that shows that negative words are 40 to 70 times more powerful than positive ones. Those negative words are the ones that sting like a bee. Negative commentary is addictive. Language is contagious. And I know this from the inside because I watched and observed and took part in the debate about news and politics since the Bush Gore election. I can tell you that a brutal take travels 100 times faster and farther than a positive one. A meme about a bad speech can reach millions. Quietly applauding Aaron Judge, and that's not going nowhere because we love the conflict and the tension, and we can feed off the tension. And that's what the internet did. It reacted to Judge's speech, not evaluating it, and that reaction's wrong. So if you look at what Aaron Judge said, we'll play a little bit of it again for you.
Sacrificing for your family at home, you're sacrificing for your country, and you're sacrificing for the brothers in the trenches with you every single day. And that's one thing I want us to do, fellas. We're down, we're beat up a little bit, man. Bleed into each other, man. We're going to lay it out on the line.
Woo!
If we do that, we're bringing the gold home, man. I'm telling you.
Bringing the gold home. That's what they're playing for. So Aaron Judge in the locker room with his team, Team USA, named the reality, named the solution, he named the commitment. Play hard, play together, win gold for each other. It's not a bad message at all. It's clear, it's direct, it's true. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the delivery that Herb Brooks offered you via movie or Al Pacino on Any Given Sunday.
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Ooh, a game of inches. Football, as in life, as in public speaking. It absolutely 100% is true. But the difference between Aaron Judge and Al Pacino is that Al Pacino's an actor. He is reading words written by screenwriters, edited over and over again just to get it perfectly right. And then there's rehearsals, multiple takes. And you heard that dramatic music underneath. So the point is this. The comparisons that this is what Aaron Judge should do off the cuff are just unrealistic. Not many people on the planet can rally the troops off the cuff. Some can. Some of the greats. Martin Luther King, for example, his I Have a Dream speech was basically ad-libbed. He knew the idea, but he just went with it. That's a rare person that can rally a crowd like that, while not being as prepared as one might want to be. So let's go back to this idea of attention and what is the goal of a speech. The goal of a speech is to get buy-in, to get rah-rah, to build camaraderie, foster collaboration, build trust, whatever the goal is. But here's what I learned about the anatomy of conversation, the anatomy of speaking. Two things. One, life is a series of 8-second auditions. You have 8 seconds to capture attention. So when I was behind the microphone on the radio, my opening statement for every segment had to be sexy. It had to be fun. It had to pull people in. But see, even capturing attention over 8 seconds is not enough because in radio, I'm not judged based on how well I get people to tune in for 8 seconds. I only get credit. My ratings only go up if I keep you there for 5 minutes. So I have to earn that attention. So I have to make a compelling case if I think about the anatomy of speaking and how our attention works and how we're pulled in so many different directions. So think two things. It's an 8x5 framework. Your introduction, 8 seconds, should be something compelling. And then your 5 minutes after that, lean into story. Build something. Because in radio, it's 8 minutes to the hook, 5 minutes to bust. Or #1 ratings, which is how I retired from radio. And you have to remember, I was competing against the latest Taylor Swift song, competing against Spotify, NPR, and every other radio station out there, including satellite radio. So going back to Aaron Judge, in that locker room, he's competing with phones and the internet. And he had that same 8 seconds to capture the attention of the team. And it looks like, if you watch the video, he did have the attention of the team because he's Aaron Judge. He's one of the greatest players in the game. He's respected. He hits a lot of home runs. He handles the New York scrutiny very well. Now, that doesn't mean that Aaron Judge couldn't make this better. Again, let's just call it fine. He did fine. He did good. But if you want to make it great, this is what I work with people on. Leaders, executives, business owners should have 5-minute keynotes ready at all times. Now, for Judge, if he wanted to go in more of a rah-rah direction, we'd start with a story. Maybe it's a story about winning. Maybe winning a gold medal and what that would feel like. Something like this. Winning gold together, boys, is more glorious than a 50 home run season. Winning gold is the glory. And glory lasts forever. Glory that keeps us as a team bonded forever. Something like that. It would have to be in his words and his tone and his pace, but it's based on his experience and his motivation. Now, for Judge, we'd work on that speech that he's lived and practiced, that he already knows. That way he's not reaching for words that he's never rehearsed. He's not improvising. He's got a framework, he's got a 5-minute keynote, and he's ready to deliver it. So for execs and business owners, content creators, you need the same thing. It doesn't have to be rah-rah, but maybe you need a 5-minute client success story. Or maybe you need a 5-minute keynote about your why you do the thing to do, why you lead the way that you do, what you learned along your way. So when someone says, hey, tell me about your work, you're not improvising. You're performing something you already know, you already own. Because preparation doesn't change what you believe. It changes whether nervousness steps up to the microphone before you and your authentic voice do. So let's go back to Aaron Judge. Because after the Team USA beat Mexico 5-3 the other day, as of this recording, the Team USA is now 3-0. First time they beat Mexico since 2006. And during the game, Aaron Judge showed up in full. He threw out a runner from right field to go to third, and he hit a home run. 2-run homer. Got America on board. What he said after the game, Judge, he said, it's playoff baseball in March. It's awesome. I added the awesome. But he's also leading on the field. His teammates see it. He's earned their respect through his action. Play hard, play together, win the gold. That's Judge's message. The internet missed it entirely. Lean into each other, man, he said. We're going to lay it on the line. That's a captain doing his job. And I'll wrap this up, bringing it back into your business, your career. Leaders, you don't have a choice anymore. Communication skills are vital to team performance. Communication skills are not a nice to have. They're a must-have. This is the world of AI, of information flowing left and right like a fire hose. If you can't cut through the noise and you can't stand out with your company communications, performance is going to slip, and it's going to slip very dramatically. Here's an example. So this organization called Korn Ferry, they looked at language and performance, and they wanted to find out if there was a correlation between the two. And here's what they found. Leaders who consistently reflected certain leadership qualities in their speech outperformed their peers by 12% in stock growth. 12% means more bonuses, means happier employees. Those who did not, leaders who did not reflect certain leadership qualities in their speech, lagged their sectors by 15%. So you want to tell me, oh, communication's nice to have. Yeah, right. Not at all. Because here's the deal. If you're a leader and you send out emails and you're relying solely on those emails to get the message across, 70% of your employees are not reading those. I was one of those who didn't read long emails from the CEO. Because rarely did it have anything to do with me. Rarely did I have the time in my day to spend time reading emails. Because you have to think about what we do as employees. When I was an employee, I was reading news all day long. So I read thousands and thousands and thousands of words every single day, but leaders doing the same thing. Scanning through emails, looking at reports, looking at client reports, looking at whatever else you need to read. In order to stand out in that, you have to be really effective. And this gets back to our idea. You have an 8x5 framework. 8 seconds to capture people's attention. Same is true in email and writing. And you got to earn that attention for 5 minutes. You got to keep it relevant to the audience. So leaders, we're like baseball players. We face all different types of pitches, all different types of deliveries. And the good news for Aaron Judge is he can hit anything thrown at him. He's one of the best players in the game, as I mentioned. The question is, can you handle anything that's thrown at you? Because I'll end you with this. This is something else the internet gets wrong. The pitch is dead. The story. 27 years I sat behind a microphone just like this one, including 3 years as the #1 rated afternoon show host in Phoenix. Now, what I do is I work with executives and I work with leaders to master your message. Thinking about your 5-minute keynote. What would be in it? By the way, if you're interested in upping your storytelling game for your 5-minute keynote, my storytelling course, The Cassette Tape Stories, is available for paid subscribers on robhunter.substack.com. robhunter.substack.com. Holla at your boy, rob@robhunter.me. That's the email. I'd love to hear from you. What are your communication challenges? What are you going to throw in your 5-minute keynote? Because remember, the pitch is dead. The story is alive. Talk soon. Cheers.